Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about the camera. So for now, if you just click the main camera right here, you got a size of 5.19, and let's make it even more interesting, okay? Because this game is a little bit dynamic about the undynamic about the camera, just a bunch of things. Let's tackle this game from different angle. What if this is not our player, but this is our player, and the ultimate goal is to hit this Jedi, and so we should focus on this part rather than this hero part. So this is like bones, skull or bone. I sort of just got stuck. Let me just quickly check it, because I recently played that game. I think it's a skull. Alright, it's a skull. So, no, not a skull. I think it's called bones or something like that. Bone, like the anti-hero. Bones of a skeleton, something like that. And yeah, that sort of game is like you will act as a little skeleton, and yeah, you kind of want to defeat the hero in the game, and when you die, the hero gain experience. Yeah, that's something like that, and I just can't find out that games. Yeah, never mind. So especially if you want to design a game, especially indie game, you need to tackle this game in a different angle. So let's try to use the power of camera and the sort of unorthodox way of tackling things to focus on the bad guy rather than the good guy, which is the hit laser right here. So what I'm going to do is to just focus on camera and maybe make it a little smaller, so maybe 3, and let me stop it so you guys can see it. So this is a scene. If I just change that to 3, the camera will become pretty small. If I got just the 1, it become pretty small. Okay, and here is the interesting part, is that if you just click 2D here, you just become 3D. Okay, and even though you are designing a 2D game, still it's just 3D, and you can actually see the camera in 3D space, like you are a high dimensional being and you look at everything from a high dimension. So the camera actually got the -10 position, so it's sort of a hover over this canvas, the 2D canvas right now, and of course you can move a little bit closer or move a little bit farther away. Okay, so let's just set it to default -10. You don't need to worry about it. And of course we got position as well. So if you just come back to 2D, and what I'm going to do is to try to move the camera. So I'm going to press W, right, and move it right and down to focus on our hero, but it's a bad guy again. But as a player, we can play by bad guy. Okay, so yeah, so as you guys can see, the X and Y changes, and Z is -10. So what I'm going to do is to write a bunch of code that follow our bad guy, and let's hit this Jedi. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to write a bunch of code that can carry this out. So I'm going to create a C# script, say that it's a follow cam, just for short, and double click it, and let's open our rider. Of course, they will initialize this follow cam code, and where is our lightsaber? Right, it's here. So we got the start, we got updates, and yeah, I think we can, because we need every frame to update it. So we're going to transform the position of the camera to follow the game object that we want to follow. But how to follow a certain game object. So remember that previously we know a way of doing this by using a serialized field. So for example, if I got the I think the hit laser, we got this. We don't got it, and maybe we got lightsaber or print objects. Yeah, I sort of forget about that. Yeah, sorry. Hit laser logic is here. And we got a serialized field of some degree and some speed, so we sort of open a access point for the developer. So we can use the same logic. So use the serialized field to give us a interface in the Unity editor, and then we can click and drag the thing that we want that things to follow. For example, that hit laser to follow. The camera to follow on the hit laser. So let me show you, just bear with me. And let's go to the writer. First is that we need to get a serialized field. Sorry. Let me just type a serialized field. Serialized field, and let's declare a game object. So inside of it is a game object. So say the game object is the follow or follow target. Yeah, follow target. I think this is a pretty good name. Yeah, because I'm pretty bad at naming all the variables, and there's a headache in real life development because you have to name a lot of variables, and sometimes you got to conflict it. So most of the time just follow the Copilot. Just a big confession. Most of the time just follow Copilot, and Copilot just sort of learn all this naming from the GitHub and all sort of open source. So I'm sort of just using other people's most username and don't scratch my head about the name. Okay, so follow target, right? And then we can just click and drag things here. So let me just save it so you guys can see what's going on. So for now, the main camera do not have anything, and we can add a component. Say this is a follow cam. So once you add that, and you can got a follow camera, and I think I did I save that code, and we got a serialized field, so it should show the follow target once I refresh. I think let's compile it and go back to main camera. Yeah, we got the follow target here, so you can just say you want to follow hit laser. You can just click and drag it here because you already declared it's a game object, so you can click and drag game object and fix it here. So essentially they will just follow whatever you drag into, whatever game object you drag into. So they're going to follow hit laser, and of course this is just a variable. It's not actually going to do something, so you need to, in every frame, you need to calculate that. You make it to transform to a certain position, and that will be the things to follow position. So for example, the heat laser's position. Okay, so remember we just learned the transform dot position is a good way to transform position, and I think they got new transform position, follow target, transform, and new vector 3. Yeah, let me just manually put, okay, so equals to, let's just fix this by follow target. Okay, I'm not going to use their suggestion, but just follow target. And we can follow target transform position. That is exact the same position as follow target. But remember, the target, if you look at the 3D scene here, the target on the 3D space is at the z-axis is at the let me just get you there. Is at the z-axis at 0, and the camera should at -10. So I'm going to move that back 10. So what I'm going to do is to add a new vector 3. Right? Essentially, the vector 3 is just you want to move in the 3D dimension, and you want add new things here. Sorry, not equal, but plus vector 3, and I'm going to -10 at z-axis because I want to move back the camera. So -10. So good. I think Copilot just automatically filled all that for me. And let's go back to Unity so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So let's run. Hopefully we can get that result. So yeah, so we sort of focus on this game object, and we are going to hit. We don't know what is going on. Oh, the Jedi's sword. Oh my god, it's pretty dangerous. And I think we need to find the. Ooh, there is a protective field here. Ooh, this is our Jedi. Yeah, I think the camera is a little bit too close, and you can manually just click the camera and to change the size to say 1.5, and you get back to 2D. You can see 1.5 is a little bit small, maybe 2, and let's rerun that because that's this is much better. You know what is going on. Okay, we got our Jedi. Aim for the head. Yeah, good. So yeah, that's a pretty good tip for you. Is that you can control your camera, you can focus on the object that you want to follow, and this is pretty helpful, especially if you're doing a game. Say later in the game, I think I might just use this Jedi as a main character that the player want to control, and we can use this Jedi to move forward, something like that. Okay, and yeah, I might change my mind. It's just as I recall on this bootcamp, a lot of the new ideas just coming out. I'm just going to share with you guys. But yeah, let's just try new things and see how it works out. And I might got a little bit weird. Say we use this hit laser as the main character, but rather use this Jedi. So yeah, just do whatever you want, and yeah, let's just try to be creative. Okay, so yeah, that's all about this video about the main camera, how to focus on it. And there is another tip for you, is that if it's better for you to load these updates to load these scripts later rather than update it, because if you add more interaction there, it's just from experience, if you add more action or collision inside the game and you just update it, you may get a little bit conflict. So it's better to calculate all these conflicts, collision and all this bumping earlier, and then you update your camera, because camera, even though say this laser just move a little bit to the left, but the camera does not follow, it's okay. You don't need to follow it exactly the same time as you bump into things. So you can change it a little bit. Let me go inside the writer. You can change the update to later update. So this is also okay, because you want to carry out, let me just write it. You can execute or update. Yeah, I think this just automatically get this. I think the Copilot is so cool. You can use late update instead of update to make sure the camera follows the player after the player has moved. So you don't need to worry about the conflict. And I think Copilot just right what I want to say, and that is perfect. Okay, and don't worry, I will share with you guys the code on GitHub, so don't worry about it. And but my suggestion is that you can follow along, and it's a good practice, right?